All right, so back to our ant, just to recap so far. We've got two speeds for our ant at 0.0200 meters per second to the right and 0.00700 meters per second to the right. This ant is definitely slowing down, and it's a common, what did we say it was? And a common African ant with a mass of 0.00153 kilograms, as you all know, is the average mass of an ant in Africa. We would like to find out the impulse. And find the impulse of the ant. So if we want to find the impulse of this ant, the J or the delta P, however you want to phrase it, you say J is equal to delta P, which is mv2 minus mv1. You know, some people like to factor out the m, and they'll say m times v2 minus v1. We can sub in the values. We get 0.00153 kilograms times, and the v2 is 0.00700 meters per second minus v1, which is 0.0200, whoop, off my screen, meters per second. And in the end, it's going to be a very tiny number. I predict it will be a year in the 20th century. Yeah?
Negative 1.989 times 10 to negative 5.
Yes. Yeah. So a year in the 20th century, 1989. Units, what should they be? Kilogram. Yeah, kilogram meters per second. Same as momentum, because this is just change in momentum. Now, if I knew how much time it took between points A and B, delta T A to B, and I said it was 6.00 seconds, there's a couple ways that I could figure out the acceleration of this little ant. Now, before I do that, what's the significance of this impulse being negative? Yeah, slowing down. So that actually has some physical significance here. So it's important to notice that actually means something. But if I knew how long it took for this thing to slow down, this ant to slow down, I could just use kinematics. Acceleration equals v2 minus v1 over delta t. Or I could make use of impulse, and I could say force equals delta p over delta t. And I could say, okay, well, force is really equal to mass times acceleration, delta p over delta t. Okay, well, acceleration is equal to delta p over mass times delta t. Well, fair enough. There are a couple ways that I could approach this. It does start to open up a few more doors. I'm going to leave it there for now, and then we're going to move on with the next segment.